Hey, what's up? What's
Wednesday
up?
wrap up
What's
show.
good? What's good? What's good in the hood?
Oh,
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah,
Hot
it's
Boy versus.
It's hump day.
What's up?
yeah, hump day. Kind of low key week, right? Just overall, like, gotta keep the energy level up a little bit. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Bot Boy,
Pericles,
Pericles,
Gordon,
What up?
Gordon?
What up? What up?
Frustrated on time.
Amani.
What
Amani,
up?
how's it going?
What up?
Jamie Odell. I don't think we've seen your name in a while.
Welcome.
Good to
Hello.
have you. Good to have you.
Welcome.
Yo,
Gaming
yo.
while it's hot. How's it going? And Dothverse. All right, all right.
Speak,
So,
speak.
so what do we have going on this week?
Well, we got the Schomburg's 12th anniversary Black Comic Book Festival in New York this weekend.
Yes, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a big thing. I'll be making the
Absolutely.
flight to New York tomorrow.
Nice.
Hope it'll be my first time I'm going. I was really supposed to go last year, but I'm excited. I'm really terribly excited.
Take lots of video.
John Jennings will be there.
Yep.
All right.
So what?
Be good.
Take lots of pictures and video.
Get lots of books, man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't
Get
plan on
books.
bringing any books with me. I plan on just buying books while I'm there.
That's what I'm saying.
Support
Get
the
plenty
town.
of books.
Yeah, for real.
Get plenty
For
of
real.
books.
If I bring anything, I'll probably bring. I think I've got a trade paperback version of Ghostlight. I'll probably have John sign that.
Get that one signed.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
that'd be good.
That's dope.
If I have time to find a Nubia #1, maybe I can have Alisa Martinez sign that.
You know, she gonna be in Atlanta Comic Con.
Oh,
Yes.
is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We got some more people to join just quickly here. Canadian Survivalist.
Bo Big.
Big Phil. Hey,
DJ
stay safe,
Big
Big
Phil.
Phil. Yeah, driving on his way home.
Shout out to
Amani.
Big Phil. See you this weekend, man.
Schomburg's on Amani's bucket list. And Bo Big, good evening. Great to have you.
What's up?
Yeah.
If you
And
guys are here, please like the video, like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a hater.
Tell
We
a hater.
live.
Yes.
We live. It's only. Don't be alarmed. It's just Negroes.
already started.
Shout out to Rich with the Bad Boys reference, man.
What's good? What's good, y'all?
Yeah. And more. Edward, how's it going?
Nick man. 9 by 9. That's what's up. Monty asks a question. He says, Aletha Martinez, first black woman illustrated, been trying to confirm.
Illustrator? I mean, depends on the definition of illustrator. I mean, you could go Jackie Ormez in terms of being an illustrator. First woman in comic books
For Marvel.
For Marvel?
for Marvel, certainly. I think she is maybe #1.
Okay.
Dating back, I mean, I was shocked when Mark and I were doing our Wakanda Whiskey and Blurredom show, and we're reading back through our old Black Panther comic books and looking at her credited. I think it's in issue 2 or 3, and it says Aletha Martinez. I'm like, she's been doing comics since like '99 for Marvel. I mean, that's how does no one like give her accolades for stuff like that, man?
There's just not a lot of people that's around like us to do that, I think.
She's an OG, man.
What's up?
Yep.
What up, Stasso Series?
We have some new avatar. Stasso Series with a new avatar. I think Bo Big has changed his avatar recently too.
Oh, I like Bo Biggs. Damn, man, that's a dope picture.
We pick up on things like that.
Shout out to Stefano Caselli, man, for drawing just one of the dopest versions of T'Challa I've ever seen in comics.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so here's another question. We're going to talk about Ultimate Black Panther #3.
Is that a book?
Oh wow, It's a book that don't count among the cult of bias and other Black Panther acolytes and
You keep
weirdos
saying
and
that,
fans.
and yet that's the book we're always talking about.
See, Styles so serious. We're not even 6 minutes in, and they've already invoked T'Challa's name. And
Mhm.
Just for the record, I'm not the one who mentioned my
It
great
wasn't Paul.
Emperor T'Challa. I didn't raise it.
oh
So
my
yeah,
goodness.
maybe we'll get to that. But I know one of the topics we did want to touch on because we haven't talked about it too much for the past few weeks is X-Men '97. So want to go and get to that?
Might as well, man.
All right. So who's caught up on the episode so far? I know Angel, you're still waiting for the whole thing to finish.
Waiting to watch the whole season. So now.
Yeah.
I watched episode 7 today.
Okay.
It was cool. It was cool. Had a few things in there. We were talking off screen earlier, guys, about X-Men '97, and Paul was talking about how many Easter eggs are in here that the X-Men fans are eating. But the problem is that you're going to have people who did not watch the X-Men cartoons or do not read the X-Men books. So a lot of stuff, they threw a lot of stuff at us. But if you're not a in the know X-Men kind of person, you probably was kind of lost, to be honest.
Mhm.
But a lot of it was dope. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, what's not to like about Mr. Sinister acting a fool and being a tool in the process? So, yeah, it was cool though. I enjoyed it. It was dope. Now, from what we understand, I didn't know. The guy that was the showrunner or whatever, right? He did not write all the episodes. And which was interesting is that I was listening to just some guy. He was talking about some of the episodes. You can kind of tell when there's different writers in this season, and so I know we talked about how episodes 8 to 10 is supposed to be like the ratchet up moment. So we're there now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the last few episodes. So it was dope today. It was a real dope episode.
Rich is being much too kind.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I look.
Listen, this episode was what's the word I'm looking for? Well, this episode was for X-Men fans, X-Men readers, longtime X-Men readers. This show more and more is becoming less a matter of, hey, if you were a fan of the X-Men original animated series, you're a fan of this show. It's for you. Not quite. This show is honestly for hardcore X-Men readers.
Yep.
And I know it sounds like gatekeeping and people hate hearing stuff like that, but the references that you're seeing in these episodes, you're not going to get that from a television show or a video game. You have to dig in the crates and have been reading X-Men for like 30 years to get some of these references. They're dropping characters. I mean, I don't want to do any spoilers, but if even just background characters that they're showing, these are characters that I have not seen in 20, 30 years. And they're just popping them into episodes. You're just not going to know that unless you've been reading X-Men forever. There was even a reference, a recent Easter egg reference. One of the guardsmen was wearing a shirt, hat that said Horizon on it, which is, a whole company. You can Google it.
It is a whole company.
It's a whole company.
What do you think about Frustrated's comment?
Keep letting you see all these things that are going to be popping up in the future. By the way, there may have, I have to rewatch the episode, but I think there may have been a Black Panther sighting in the episode.
All right.
Well, we're sorry. His partner was in there, which Styles so serious is, why did Cap have to be in the episode? Well, Rogue made sure that he won't be back. He got to find his shield first.
I find the shit. But I tell you what the most important part of Cap's appearance was the fact that it's showing that this show is part of the Marvel universe, the larger Marvel universe.
Mhm.
And the other thing that I really garnered from this episode, as I sat there literally with my teeth clenched like this, watching this episode, you know what I wasn't thinking about? The MCU.
Mm.
I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't miss the MCU if I have Marvel Animation that's doing stuff like this and the What If series. I honestly believe Marvel should just double dip and go hard in the paint on Marvel Animation. I think that's where their future lies. If they can do this quality of television in an animated form, where you don't have to worry about budgetary constraints and having to pay super actors like Robert Downey Jr. $20 million to be on 5 minutes of film and cut into your budget, I'm all for it. Let's go animated from now on. I'm happy.
They're not gonna do that, man. They just announced the Fantastic Four.
They did.
And so the Deadpool Wolverine movie is coming out, and he's already declared himself as Marvel Jesus. So you're gonna get more movies. You're gonna get more.
And there is no other Marvel movie slated to be released this year.
No.
I'm a big fan. What's the name of the actor who played the Mandalorian?
Oscar?
No, the Mandalorian.
I'm forgetting his name. Yeah.
Geez, we've seen him in literally everything. He's America's favorite dad. Come on, chat. Somebody tell me the actor's name.
I don't know why I'm forgetting his name.
Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
Pedro Pascal.
There we go.
Yeah. So Pedro Pascal. Is anyone checking for this dude to be Mr. Fantastic? I love the dude. I think he's a great actor, and I love all the stuff he's done. But
overexposed, I feel like.
Why him as Mr. Fantastic? All the guys you could pick to be Mr. Why him?
Because they need somebody that's cute and nerdy.
Nah, man.
I mean, look,
this chat's hopping on that question.
I mean, look, guys, I'm gonna just be honest with you. They could truck out Robert Downey Jr., whomever. It don't really matter. I mean, the truth be told, and here's the thing about MCU guys, especially when it comes to the Fantastic Four. They have tried this twice already. Third time's a charm. So at this point, all everybody really wants is for them to get the story right. Just get the story right. And it's not good that they're not heading in quote unquote that direction, because I mean, people are tripping about, and somebody said in the chat about, there being a female Silver Surfer.
Well, I mean,
we don't know. We think we know, but again, I'm me personally, I just do a good story. That's all I care about. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's nobody sitting at home, one, man, I just can't wait for the Fantastic Four. I don't think that's
no.
I don't think nobody's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you said it right, Paul. There's not a movie slated for 2024, the rest of the year, whatever. And here's the funny part. Here's the funny part about all of this, Paul, is that after, X-Men is only 10 episodes?
Yep.
So you literally got, let's see, the next 3 weeks.
3 more episodes.
So that's like May. Then you have about a month until Deadpool Wolverine comes out, which is in July. And the rest of the summer is gonna be a ghost town. Nothing.
You better chalk up on your Star Wars stuff.
So I mean, and again, the Acolyte stuff will be out, but ain't nobody really checking for that.
Hey, but the good news is they finished filming Wonder Man.
And whatever.
You know what? That literally nobody asked for.
Yeah. Shout out to that Bama in the Black Comic Lords group that had the nerve to say, we don't need Blue Marvel, we got Wonder Man. Blue Marvel's sellout.
That minutes. Who said that? That doesn't even make
Some clown.
Some dude trying to out troll Herschel.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
work.
I just kind of I just sent him a meme. He never did respond to anything that was said after that because he knew what he was
Man.
doing when he said that foolishness.
Trolls
But,
do what
you know.
trolls do.
So I wanted to go back to some of these comments from the chat. So Frustrated said, to be more precise, this is for Claremont fans. X-Men 97.
Well, you know,
Those references.
Mr. Christopher Claremont is the one that saved the X-Men.
Yeah.
Well, nobody reading X-Men before Christopher Claremont. And
Yeah,
that's just fact.
These episodes are literally Chris Claremont, like X-Men comic issues. Although, what happened to my boy Bishop? Why ain't he in the opening credits anymore?
Nobody care about Bishop, bro.
Oh,
Wow.
I mean, that's just keeping it real.
That's my favorite X-Men after.
I mean,
Storm.
I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, look, people were more excited. I think people were more excited to see Cable pop up.
I wasn't more excited to see Cable.
I'm just saying.
I want to know where my boy is.
man.
Neither
Same
him
way with-
nor Storm are in the opening credits anymore. Not where they say the names of the X-Men part.
Well, you know, probably won't see them either. You probably won't see Storm until the last episode.
I want to see black people.
Listen, shout out to all you black X-Men fans that are just really salty in your feelings because there ain't no melanin on the screen. It's okay. Y'all gonna be all right.
But we did have Sunspot in this episode, right? Well, a little light. His melanation keeps getting a little lighter every episode. But we did have Sunspot in this episode, and we saw his mom. Did you notice something? Did you notice something about his mom?
She's Spanish.
You
asked what we do about it. I'm like, she set up and drink. She liked her wine. We know that. She sat there and poured a whole glass and drunk it. Before anything was said.
Sunspot's mother in the comic books is a white Brazilian woman with red hair. That's how she's consistently portrayed. This woman is a more melanated woman with dark hair, like Sunspots. Dark curly hair, wavy hair. I need to see what Sunspot's father is going to look like, because Sunspot's father is black, unambiguously black. So why is Sunspot? I don't know. We'll see. If they make Sunspot's father white, I'm gonna have some issues.
You know,
I'm gonna have some issues.
I just want to take a moment to welcome American Indian and Kindled, possibly a new watcher, member in the chat. So hey, thank you for joining us. He says, Blue Marvel a sellout. That's crazy. Blue Marvel will do numbers. Yep. I think we all agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah. But back to the nonsense about Wonder Man. Okay. And look, I'm gonna watch it like everybody else. I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be like, you know, y'all need to go get this book and go get the first appearance, and we ain't doing that. You know, Herschel might do that. He might do. I did that for you, Amir. You know, and you know, but I mean, look, I'm happy that they, you know, Mateen got him another bag. I ain't mad at that. Get your Marvel bag while you can.
Yes.
So if they don't get this MCU right, the Marvel bags are gonna be starting to get thin. So y'all stay tuned. So y'all stay tuned.
I like Big Phil's comment. I don't like Morph because I keep getting hype every time I see it changing into a character, then realizing it's him.
Yeah, right. So like the difference with this Morph character is Morph used to be able to simply simulate the way people look, kind of like Mystique, right? With their sound, their look, what have you. But just like Mystique, he could emulate certain physical abilities that people might have. So if he emulates Warren Worthington, he'll get his wings and he'll be able to fly because that's a physical part of his manifestation. But in this episode, he emulated Quicksilver. I watched the episode like, wait, where did Quicksilver come from? Speeding around. So not only does he emulate what they look like, he emulates their power set.
Question for you, Paul. Where are you at on Red Lion?
The great value Black Panther is not up for discussion.
Shout out to Christopher Priest, who has done this a couple of times actually. He did it at DC with the Red Line. And what's the name of the country? Buganda?
I don't remember.
And he did it there, and then he did it again at Valiant. There's a character, a Black Panther-like character that was in the Quantum and Woody books. So, Christopher Priest has got a dope sense of humor. But it's more
a Target brand.
That's the Target brand. That's funny.
I got one last thing to say about Morph. Because he's not only emulating the way people look, he's emulating their power sets. What mutant in the comics now does that? Synch. The guy who reads the least amount of comics got it. Yes, Synch. They in essence made Morph have the powers of Synch. That kind of has me a little feeling in my feelings a little bit because Synch is a beyond Omega level mutant at this point in the comics. Because Morph is doing that without touching somebody or being in their presence. He emulated Quicksilver's powers. That makes Morph beyond Omega level power set if he can emulate anybody's powers.
And so your point is,
you don't think that's significant? Am I the only person here? Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm just.
You understand how significant that is? He can emulate any person's powers.
Well, but he's probably gonna be dead by episode 10.
Right.
That's
actually probably true.
So let the Sentinel show back up. Omega level unit detected. Pow!
Dead.
Hope he got gateway powers. He can just bounce.
All right, Big Phil says he's still in his feelings. He's still talking about Morph. He also did Magic's powers, and she's close to Mega level. If she isn't, it's ridiculous. All right, Big Phil, you'll be all right.
I mean, again, shout out to X-Men '97. It's a dope show. I think that the evidence of the show itself has hushed a lot of the haters. Because I remember when they was first talking about it when it was gonna come out, people said, "Man, this is gonna be trash. It's gonna be this, that, and the third." It's like, no, this is a good show. You know what I'm saying?
How about Imani's comment here? Because I picked up on a whole lot of they're not even undertones; they're overtones. It's all over the place.
There's a lot of civil rights. Well, you know what's funny to me? Who had the line to me? The line of the show to the episode to me was Rogue. She was like, "What's America's top cop doing here?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he did kind of pop up just out of nowhere or whatever. Like, what you doing here? Yeah, shout out to Rogue. She unhinged right now. She just knocking doors down and taking names and like I say,
why are you here? This is Black people problems. You don't show up in this Black people problems.
So she was like, what did she say? Oh, Cap said, we got to do this one by the book, Rogue. So my hands are tied. She snatched the seal.
You're not gonna need this thing.
Tossed it. It was like he just looked at. I mean, he just had that look on his face. That needs to be a meme,
right? His lips all quivering and stuff, and she's looking at him like, "What you gonna do?"
Yep, pretty much.
What can you possibly do to me?
Yep. Oh no, she was for all the smoke. She wanted all the smoke.
She wanted all the smoke. I'd love to go to a fanboy and be like, if Rogue and Captain America fought, who would win? And have them come up with all the creative ways in which they would say Captain America to win, and they all be false. Speaking of Rogue, her opening scene. This is why I talk about the animation versus the MCU. Because remember, Rogue's main power set beyond her ability to absorb other people's abilities and brains, what have you, is she's absorbed the powers of Carol Danvers. She was more Captain Marvel than we saw Captain Marvel in the movies. The way she was wrecking shop, tossing tanks, tossing people, ripping through stuff, going supersonic, all classic Captain Marvel stuff. I saw better Captain Marvel scenes with that Rogue than I did in the Captain Marvel movie.
Well,
animation, you can do stuff like that.
I've always did Rogue with her power set and what she does. You know, I think to be honest, now I did not read the last series with her. It was her and Gambit, right? Rogue and Gambit.
yeah.
But you was in your feelings about it, Paul, because they had your man's kind of laid out on the poot.
That was on the cover, not in the book.
I gotta find that one. Let me pull that one up.
No, you don't. You need to pull that up.
We all need a
So, you know, they were kind of like on their Bonnie and Clyde, I guess, for a little while or whatever. Did anybody read that series? Because I never got it. I didn't know what it was about or whatever. But I do remember that was a cover of a magazine of one of the books. And so, who remembers when Carol Danvers was mining and Punch Rogue to the moon? Tragic.
Azelle.
Yeah.
I feel he says he's in his car, but he's putting a lot of words in these chats to be driving.
Right? Like, what
he's writing books tonight.
There must be a lot of traffic. He's in a lot of traffic signals.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. See, we get it, Phil, about a lot of stuff, but Phil really is a real comic book head. I'm talking about just a Black Panther fan. Dude knows comics. I've had conversations with Phil about just comic book stuff. That dude knows his stuff. So, you know, I think he digs to just do that. Sometimes the art and all the other stuff that he does kind of gets in the way of his fandom or whatever. But that dude knows comic books. That dude loves the fandom. So let's say Austin got a question. Is it true that Black Panther is supposed to get a new power set soon? You're gonna be a vampire, so I guess you can say that.
And Blood Hunt.
Yeah. You're gonna be a vampire and what's the name of it? Blood Moon or
Blood Hunt?
Blood Hunt.
Yeah, I'm subbing to it.
Yeah. So
Black Panther doesn't need any additional powers.
Speaking of Blood Hunt, there's another comment in here. I'm gonna go back up. I didn't want to lose this. It says Smooth Approach. Talking about Blood Hunt #1 coming out next week. So
yep.
Yes.
Who's excited about that?
I'm excited.
I am. I mean, you know, like I'm gonna get the Blood Hunt books. I ain't buying. I'm not getting all the trade. I mean, all the crossovers and tie-ins and stuff.
Did you see the Blood Hunt Fantastic Four cover? Have you seen that one yet?
No, I hadn't seen it.
But let me pull that on the screen. That's yeah, that was gonna be interesting. Hold on a minute.
Somebody say, "Oh snap, Rogue and Gambit a Black Love substitute." That's you funny, bro.
Oh yeah, that's Alex Ross. Oh man, that's sick.
Is he biting dude's face?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fantastic, but they can't do anything because he stretches. But that cover is like sick. I'm getting that. I'm getting that.
Oh, I tell you what, I did see though. I'm actually part of on Facebook. I'm part of Alex Ross fan group, and he did a sketch of the Creature of the Black Lagoon book. It's the business.
Really?
Yeah, it's nice. See if you can find that, Derek.
Okay.
It's a sketch that Alex Ross did for Creature of the Black Lagoon. So yeah, that came out today as well. Well, yeah, that came out today as well.
Was it a black and white one?
Yes, black and white.
Underwater?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Let me find a good high res version of it that I can put up on screen.
Yeah, that right there is the business there. They like chicken. They just...
They trying to draw blood, it ain't working.
All right, hold on. Tell me, is this it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Really good. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I got interesting stuff coming up. All right. So let's see what else in here.
They said Black Panther needs another quality 616 comic run. Well, you know, the book. Listen, I don't know who they're gonna get to do the new Black Panther book. Y'all, yeah, here's the deal. We're not getting a Black Panther book until the end of the year. So y'all better enjoy these Blood Hunt books.
Wait, gonna be three of them. We're getting another Black Panther book at the end of the year.
Well, because Blood Hunt's gonna go all summer, and there are no solicits for a new book yet, right, Paul?
No.
So it's gonna be the end of the year.
Oh, there's that prediction.
So
I think that's optimistic.
I mean, bro, I'm not. Look, you know what? I'm not doing this with you tonight. I'm just telling you, there are no solicits for Black Panther. It takes 3 months for a solicit to pop up. The solicits that we do have is the Blood Hunts book. There's going to be a book in May. There's going to be a book in June. And there's going to be a book in July, right? So if you don't get in the solicits for July, if I'm not mistaken, speaking of FOC, Paul, and all that good stuff that you like to do from time to time and remind everybody why they need to pre-order their books.
Pre-order.
You will not have, you're not going to have anything on the docket until late in the year. Now,
message.
Now, I want you guys to have a Black Panther book, but you got one. Y'all just don't count it. It's called Ultimate Black Panther.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I said you said the book is at best it'll be here at the big end of the year. Mm-hmm. I said that's optimistic. I don't even know if we're going to have one by the end of the year.
Yeah, I think we will. I think we will. You know, and you know, again, it's. I think we to be honest. Do you really want somebody to kind of rush on that book?
No.
So if they do get someone, because let me look. You've said you want Jeffrey Thorne to write it, right?
Sure.
We don't think that that's going to happen. Brian Hill could write it.
Yeah, but he's doing Ultimate Black Panther right now.
But he's doing Ultimate Black Panther, so
I don't want to disturb that at all because he's doing brilliant.
He's not going to be doing that. So who's left?
There's lots of people that could write.
Well, let's name some names. David Walker, probably not. Rodney Barnes, probably not.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I bet you we get a white guy.
Oh.
You could. And there are qualified ones out there.
I bet you be a white dude. It might be even Al Ewing. What do you think Al Ewing could do with Black Panther?
I think that'd be an interesting thing. I have no problems with Al Ewing doing Black Panther. Jason Aaron has done good stuff with Black Panther. Yeah. Hell, Jed McKay in Avengers is doing good stuff with Black Panther right now.
Who's doing the Vengeance of Moon Knight book right now? Is that the same guy or is it a different guy?
It's Jed McKay.
Jed McKay, that's right. I just kind of like the direction that the Ultimate Black Panther book is going with Khonshu and Ra. I think that's interesting. They should develop a Khonshu Ra villain in the 616 so you guys can count it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Vengeance of Moon Knight.
Well, we just found out who the other Moon Knight is.
And it was a letdown too.
Pretty much.
You're like, who? You Google
Got
it.
him.
That dude? Like, we haven't seen him in 25, 30 years. Like, why?
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. But hey. Now Azale Ray asks a question. He says, I'm just wondering, who is Marvel's version of Wonder Woman?
Marvel's version of Wonder Woman? Captain Marvel?
Yeah. No. Maybe. Who do you think, Angel? Who do you think?
I say Storm.
Marvel's version of Wonder Woman.
I thought you didn't say Starling.
I said Storm.
No, it's not Storm. There's actually a character that mirrors Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're about Barter?
He has a
Barter?
Power Woman? What's
no
Big Barter.
Big Barter. Big Barter.
No.
From the Squadron Supreme.
Yeah, from Squadron Supreme. What's her name?
Big Barter. Something like that.
Oh, that's her name?
Barda. Barter.
Oh. Power Princess. Wait, Power Princess. Is that it?
If she was black, her name would be Bertha.
Let me see.
Wow.
I think that might be it. Power Princess. Yeah. Okay.
Fans is right. Power Princess
Thank you.
is the mirror of Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Power Princess. Okay, this is new to me.
Oh, Pericles says Big Barter's DC. Same
character.
Show
it.
Power Princess and Barter are literally exactly alike.
Power Princess and Wonder Woman is exactly alike.
Victor LaValle for Black Panther or no?
I would dig it.
Be interesting thing.
I would dig it. That would be a little different way to go, I think. But
there are lots of guys that can write Black Panther or women for that matter.
Well, I don't know about that, Paul. I mean, the guy that was on it, you guys didn't too much like it.
What guy?
Your man's. The one that y'all don't even like to name his name.
No, which
by the way, you do know he's writing a origin story for Amanda Waller.
So I've heard.
Yep.
And yes, I'll get it because I'm an Amanda Waller fan.
I know you are.
Okay, here's another recommendation.
I think they should let John Jennings.
No, I don't want John Jennings writing that. I want John Jennings to write what he wants to write. John Jennings wants to write. No.
Listen. See, that's when John is kind of like our man's, and so that's gonna be kind of hard to be like if he go. Can you imagine him and Mark on Friday night getting hammered, talking about how bad the book is, or they don't like the book? That would be kind of difficult. No. That's a conflict of interest. I don't think the Cult of Bass will be up for that.
Paul, Ministry of Compliance came out today, so just letting you know.
That's all I'm saying. You know what? I got it.
Okay.
And the weather was also very nice outside today.
Blade came out today too. The last issue of Blade. Yeah. That came out today too.
And I think the chat wanted me to share this with you, Paul.
Rogan. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Got my man all tossed up over a pool table. What's the Tyler doing in the pool hall?
15 minutes to find the cover.
I had it for a while. I was waiting for the right chance. So.
Oh, by the way,
Frustrated says I'm a hater.
Now,
I'm not a hater, man.
Azale Ray, he brings up a comment. War between Egyptian and African gods like Shango Lagoon in Marvel will be interesting. So just yesterday, there is a documentary on Tubi.
You've been watching a lot of Tubi lately, haven't you? This is episode you mentioned.
And that's free TV. But there was a documentary on Tubi. Let me get the correct name for it. But it was a documentary. Let's see. Just give me a second. You guys keep talking. Let me get this here for it because I want you guys to know.
What else?
You got to pull up his account on Tubi from all the shows he's watching.
Right.
And we've got a pause. Okay, so last week I had what was it? The churros flavored Oreos. Here's my next one. Has anybody seen this? Dirt cake flavored?
No.
Yes. is 10
What?
times better than
Derek,
churros flavored.
I'm becoming concerned for you, bro. How's your blood sugar?
Egg?
It's doing okay so far.
Is it like chocolate? Is it like
Yeah,
chocolate?
it's like two different types of chocolate, and then it has like gummy worm inspired sprinkles on
Yes,
the.
yes, I got it now.
Okay.
It is called Death of the Black Gods, the superheroes.
And that is a show. Is it a show? Is it a documentary? What is
It's a
it?
documentary. It's a documentary. It's called Death of the Black Gods, the superheroes. And it's
or death.
Theft.
Yeah, theft.
And basically, what the guy does is he talks about how the superheroes that we know, and we talk about the archetypes and all that, that they try to base them on Roman and Greek gods, but they're actually older and they actually reflect the Orisha or the ancient African gods. So you guys might want to check that out. It's like an hour and 18 minutes, pretty dope. And it's on Tubi. It's called The Death of the Black Gods, the Superheroes. And it's an interesting take on it because they talk a little bit about villains as well. And one of the quotes that they do talk about is that Stan Lee never thought Magneto was a villain. Which goes to the thought that, people used to think that Professor X was Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was, Magneto or whatever, even though that's quote unquote not true, but you can easily identify them as such. So, but yeah, that's a dope.
What do you say about Paul about
same documentary and Tubi in the same sentence is crazy. Hey, bro, it's dope. I promise you, it's dope. Manifest is a nice dashiki. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So here's something interesting. So I had not heard of this. A retro Metroid Castlevania style game called Tales of Kenzuru. It might be Kenzera. That's based on African mythology that just came out. So hey,
what platform is that game on?
It's on Steam. I just looked it up when it came up.
Steam. That's like for serious gamers.
There you go. I'd be in for that. I put in my time on some Metroid and Castlevania in my day.
I love Castlevania. I lived on it.
Yeah. Metroid was my game. All right. Thank you.
Good looking out.
No doubt.
Oh, okay. He's saying it's on
PS5.
PS5, Series X too. Okay. Thank you.
Wolverine with no healing factor is crazy. Well, hey, comic books, man.
That story's already been done. They're redoing the whole Wolverine needing a body armor suit because his healing factor doesn't work. That's already been done. Right before they did the Death of Wolverine storyline, he lost his healing factor.
Well, they're doing it again. And they'll probably do it again.
Can we just have originality in comics?
Cycle these stories. We all know this already. They make money off of stories that was written a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is not shocking.
Well, I mean, but see, that's been Marvel's thing, though. I mean, how many times are we gonna see the Clone, the Clone Wars, whatever? They did it with Spider-Man, of course, and then they wound up doing it with Miles. So
right.
Exactly. They recycle stories.
Okay.
It's not even any reason to bring it up, but I would like to say, if you're enjoying the show so far, please like and share.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Help us.
Thank you so much.
How many likes we got so far? We might need to pause the show. We might need to go to a commercial break until we get our likes up. Don't think I won't do it.
That's funny.
Threats.
So Spider-Punk came out. Spider-Punk came out.
We have 31 likes. It's not too bad, but we do have 46 watching. So 15 more people got something to do here.
Y'all 15 people haven't hit the like button. Need to step your game up. Come on, man.
Push the like button.
Now, I will say that in the offerings this week, there was no MD Bright site. I don't know about the DC stuff, but they got stuff in here about Paul Neary, but no MD Bright.
I'm giving them 4 weeks, a whole month. They have 1 month to come up with some type of in memoriam, some mention, something. The fact that the Milestone account on their social media made no mention of MD Bright is.
Can we troll Milestone for?
No, we're not trolling Milestone. I have to draw a line somewhere. We're not going to troll Milestone. They're too important. No, we're not trolling Milestone.
They've died.
They have problems. Obviously, we know they have problems. You don't kick somebody when they're down.
I'm not trying to kick them when they're down. I just said troll.
That's the same thing.
Trolling is kicking when someone's down. That's terrible.
They obviously have problems. These are people. These are creators. These are creators that we know, that we love, we revere. We know they're talented. We know that they love what they're doing, and for them to have the things in the state that it is now, clearly there's something amiss that we don't know about. Any comments that we make would be complete speculation. There's obviously something going wrong. All we can do is hope and pray for those people to get this stuff together, because right now it's not looking too good.
Rich, you have gotten your answer.
Oh, no. 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 No, no.
Well, you know, I'm thinking that we should. We should just investigate the multiverse and find the Dakotaverse in another universe. Holler at them or something. This is Paul. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
I'm doing a role reversal with Rich tonight.
That's
yeah, and equal.
What we not gonna do tonight?
That's funny. You guys are hilarious. So we were talking off screen, behind the scenes. What are you guys binging, or what have you binged?
Shogun. I finally finished that show.
So I want to ask you: did you see the original Shogun?
In 1978 or 82, whatever it was.
Yeah, yes, one was.
I was too young, Rich. I wasn't allowed to watch shows like that.
Okay. Well, I was just asking because, you know, I wanted to ask you, did you think it was better or whatnot?
I remember it on. I remember seeing parts. I couldn't tell you, man. It's been too long since that show originally aired. I did watch some parts of it back in the day, but not enough that I remember 40 years later.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I enjoyed this new series. I really enjoyed this new series a lot.
Okay. James Tom,
the characters were captivating.
He's watching Fallout.
Yeah. Fallout.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the other show I binge watched. I binge watched Fallout first, then I went and watched Shogun. Fallout was dope. Derek, you watch the show too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not completely finished with it, but they do a great job. They get you right from the get-go, and they don't let go. Good show.
Okay. You know, what about you, Angel? You not binging anything lately?
No, I've been quite in depth in my projects.
Angel does not let her brain rot by watching television.
I do watch.
She has more important things. I was giving you props and you throwing it. Just accept the compliment.
Well, yeah, all those shows are on my list, but I've had.
You know, it's weird. I'm a weird TV guy in that I like to binge stuff that I've seen over and over and over. I just enjoy certain shows.
Yeah, me too.
I just finished watching Mayans MC.
Oh, I love that show.
Mayans. Oh, yeah. That's
good. And now I'm rewatching Sons of Anarchy.
Oh.
So I've seen those both of those series at least 3-4 times.
Same.
But
Same.
Yeah, I just enjoy that kind of chaos. But I mean, you know, what about you, Derek? What you been watching, bro?
Fallout, top of the list. I just finally finished Better Call Saul.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good show. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I remember the first time I saw. Go. I'm sorry, Dave. I mean, right.
No, go on.
No, I remember the first time I saw. What's the series that came out of it?
Breaking Bad before Better Call
Breaking
Saul?
Bad. When I saw the first episode, and I saw old boy in his drawers driving that trailer, that was like, what the hell is this? I just said to myself, this is going to be hilarious. And yeah. What was his name? Walter White. Yeah, Walter White was.
Walter White.
Yeah,
Walter White
is hilarious. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. I'm missing something that I'm. Oh, I started rewatching Gen V again too.
Oh yeah, that's a good show.
I know that's not your.
We didn't even talk about it. One of the actors passed.
Yes, he did. He did. So, chat. I don't know if you heard about this, but for those of you who watch Gen V, one of the main characters, I need to go back and find his name.
He had a motorcycle accident.
Second
half of the show.
Yeah, he had a motorcycle accident and passed tragically. So, good actor.
I actually like
great
Gen
character.
V more than I like The Boys.
Yeah,
and I really like The Boys.
Gen V.
I'll say Shameless. Shameless to me is one of those movies that's just like, you know what? Stop all this.
His name was the actor that passed was Chance Perdomo.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah, he was young. He was like in his 20s.
Yeah, he's very young, very young.
27.
Yeah. So just very
Salute
sad.
to Bo Big. He hit us with a super chat.
Thank you, Bo Big. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Everything is life. Everything is good until it's not. Sad.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just pull up just a little tribute to him. Pull up a picture of him.
Yeah, good looking kid too.
Yeah, I was like, man, I saw that. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And not to take focus off of him, but the young lady, I forget her name. Hold on, let me pull up his picture first before I change the topic. Okay.
NBA Live Girl asked a question. Since there's Batman 89, is there a movie or show you would like to see as a series or graphic novel? Sons of Anarchy had a comic book. I would like to see a Mayans comic book. Yeah.
I'd like to see a Miami Vice comic book.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Asking you shall receive.
Yes, yeah, so just quickly, here's
Miami
Chance.
Vice comic book. I want a better one.
Oh, you want a better one? I'm about to say, I thought there was already one.
So just to close out of this,
this is more accurate. Go ahead, Derek.
So here's Chance Perdomo. Again, one of the stars of Gen V. Yeah, he did a great job, and it's just life ended way too soon. So, rest in peace, rest in power.
That's what's up. Cubes too. I like his. He says I'd like to see a comic book based on The Wire. Now, I had an idea one time. I would like to see The Wire. I would like to see a series with McNulty and Vic Mackey from The Shield in a show together. I think that would be bananas. I think that would be crazy. Did you guys ever watch The Shield?
Absolutely.
I have not gotten to that one yet.
Yeah, The Shield was dope, bro. Why don't we think that there is a Miami Vice comic? Yeah, here's one right here.
There is.
Here we go. Miami Vice remix.
Hold on a second. Let me put you on the main screen here.
It's a limited series. Yeah. Miami Vice mix. Yeah, there's some Miami Vice comic books. These the ones you got, Paul?
Yeah, I don't have all of them. I just have that. I think the one you had in the back.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Azale actually, there was the Black Biker Gang in there, so they never got their own series. Yeah, that's the Grim Bastards.
Yeah.
Which is weird too, because they brought them back because they were initially in the original Sons of Anarchy series kind of been dissolved, but they came back in Mayans. But the guy that was ahead of them or whatever wound up not being in that series. So he said, I saw the new Doctor who's black and on Disney. Yeah. The new Doctor Who is black. The white folks are, they're not, you know what? They really can't be mad. I'll say it like that. He said, I told you our Rich's stories is behind
you. You mentioned the book. Rich has to do one of these joints.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he magically has the book in his hand.
That was quick. I don't know how he did that fast.
I got a few books. I got a few things in here. Let's see.
But Miami Vice?
Yeah,
Miami Vice. You just happen to have that.
Random. It is pretty random. Think about it.
That is random.
Oh, so here's the first appearance of this character here, Constantine Hellblazer. You guys got that book?
Oh.
Nope.
I think I have that one. I'm pretty sure.
Rich pulls comics out of his portals.
That's funny. That's funny. When BCL eventually does its own comic book, that will be Rich's superpower. Him pulling out comic books out of a portal.
By the way, I don't want to miss Amani's point. Rich and I are the only folks talking about Juniba's upcoming Damien book.
Yes.
It's on the Black Comic Lords pull list.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it for sure. I just picked this up just not too recently. Blade and Dracula, Tomb of Dracula 42.
Oh,
nice.
Son.
Yeah. You got a few books. You can't call yourself a comic head if you ain't got no comics.
So
The Wire or still young Omar would be dope. Yeah, I listen. I love The Wire.
Omar coming.
Yeah, that dude used to kill me with that Farmer in the Dale whistle. Yeah, man.
If you come for the king, you best not miss.
Best not miss. Yep. Yeah. They had a lot of good little sayings in the series The Wire. And I can't believe HBO did not really get behind that. He said he reminds me of Dr. Carr, always got books. Appreciate you, Smooth. I do have a few books. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing about me. I don't really show my books like that, but I will show a book or two.
Flex, Rich, is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not doing anything. Listen, I can't flex like Derek. Derek is the flex. Derek's the flex. Oh, look at this. This is Joe Louis, 1950, champion of champions.
You see how? Oh my God, this is infectious with this group.
Hold on.
Exactly. So this is what Rich just did. Just so y'all know. Oh, I don't flex. I don't show my books. Oh, but look what I just found. Joe Louis from 1947.
Here's a Black Comic Lord special. Dingbats of Danger Street.
You can put that back in the pile.
This is a controversial book. Mm-hmm. They made the character white, but he wound up being black. This is bizarre. But here's your man, Paul. I got your boy right here too.
Oh,
Captain American Iron Man.
That's where Captain America decided that T'Challa needs to join the Avengers.
Yes, sir. So, let's see. Here's this sign of the serpent.
Exactly, Keijo Sakuma.
Sign of the Serpent.
Let me see that.
Which one? This one here?
Avengers.
That's the first appearance of Bill Foster?
Yes. And it's Teen Titans 26.
First appearance of Mal Duncan.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think I have a couple of those.
Here's the other. Here's this one.
Teen Titans.
That is the first appearance of Bumblebee.
Yep. And let's see. Got that one there? Amazing Spider-Man 172.
Rocket Racer, first appearance.
Rocket Racer.
I just got that one last year, I think.
So chat's getting a rundown for those of you who didn't know. So it earns one of these.
Amanda Waller.
There's the book right there.
First Amanda Waller right here.
I need that in 9.8. I need to get that in a 9.8. just to have it.
216 Super first tie rock.
And the shorty shorts. Bhakti Riders for dead.
Here's a question for you, Rich, on screen.
Yeah, what up? Do you have any old Turok Son of Stone? No, sir. No, sir.
I showed Rich a Turok #1 that I've got from a back issue bin, a dollar bin, and he was like, "Yeah, you could go put that back."
Oh, and you got #2, the very hard to find Lobo #2.
Wow.
And it's a reprint of Weird Fantasy.
So
I would love to see Turisha's Lovecraft Country HBO with Regina King season 2.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, that Lovecraft Country Watchmen time at the same time, the HBO was doing that. Man, the fan was eating back then, boy.
How about a Lovecraft Country graphic novel? Somebody, I put that out at some point in time in Black Comic Lords and kind of got shouted down about it. I can't remember.
Why is there a pop in the building? Oh shoot! It's Herschel the Troll.
It's Herschel.
What's up, Herschel?
What up, bro?
What's good? What's good?
Living the dream, my brother.
Super Slabs, Mike. How's it going?
Slabs.
Here's an oldie but a goodie.
Oh,
nice.
Snap.
Yeah. This is number 6. Not the first appearance.
Just for the record, I want it stated on the record. Rich has now officially moved into flex territory. This has become officially a flex session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said it, but
no, this might be a flex.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
You had it for about a year. Wow. I remember you bought that.
Nice.
So we got books, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we comic heads. We got books. We got books. We go over here. This is what I got.
Oh, man. He moved his chair an extra 2 feet. God knows what he has 2 feet away from him.
Here we go.
Uh-oh. Is that the trade? That's the trade.
What did I just
say? This is the trade. Yeah, this is the trade.
Boo Marvel. That's
even more rare than issue #1.
What did you find that for?
This is a $300 trade.
Not no more.
150. I get 150 for
you
it.
get that book at Ollie's with this action figure.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
You know what? Shout out to Sebastian for hooking me up with the now.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, this is the ill cover, man. When you see it on screen or whatever, it is dope. But when you get it in your hand and look at it, the artwork or whatever.
Shout out to Sebastian for hooking the team up. Appreciate that.
Yes, Stranger Comics.
Man, he hooked y'all up for real, man.
This says that's tax return power. You funny. I mean, you know, look, we got people. Shout out to my man Barnell Young. This is Delta Dogs #1.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
We're talking about independent collectors and that kind of thing. My man Vial Young's been doing this for quite a while, and this is his first comic book. So yeah, Delta Dogs. Y'all need to highlight my boy, my Millennial Comics.
I just want to say something. The only reason why I'm on is because I heard Richard say we were going to troll Milestone. And so I said, oh, no, let me come in here and make sure that does not happen.
Paul, he pulled rank. He pulled rank and said we can't do it. So
nah, man.
No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to be knocking people down.
I said, man,
but we did have questions after that exchange. They were asking what's going on.
Oh, man.
The answer is nobody knows except for those people that are in Milestone. So everything else would be speculation.
And guess what? That's 100% accurate because they're not talking about it.
They're absolutely not talking about it.
Sometimes you just need to let things play out, right? Give a little time, let things play out.
I think though we here's the thing. When they made the announcement that they were bringing Milestone back, I'm gonna shut up after this, Paul, so you don't have to worry about me just trolling. But when they made the announcement they were bringing Milestone back, shout out to Amir. Because I went back and listened to an episode of Paperbacks and Soundtracks, and this was when they announced that Amir did a podcast, him and Kay, talking about the announcement of them bringing Milestone back. And they had initially decided that they were going to just do digital. This was when they weren't even going to do floppies. They were just going to do digital books. They were going to put out the Milestone Return book, but the rest of it was going to be digital. And then they decided, I guess at the 11th hour, to give us floppies. Okay, they did that. So I'm like, for them to come out and then do that, and then give us season 1, and then back it up with season 2. We only got 1 season of Blood Syndicate, and then all of a sudden you just ghost. The fam got questions. You know, that's all.
Did the Icon series finish?
All the series,
fact that I'm asking,
finished. It finished. It finished the brand. Sorry, Paul.
That's just not necessary, man.
Money.
Let's get together and speak to Milestone Truck. What's up?
I got a bigger question for all of y'all. Milestone had its day, and they're still doing some stuff here and there. What is the next brand that we should be stocking up on their books? What is the next big thing that you guys think is going to be the milestone for this generation? That's I hate for this generation, because this generation, I don't know if these are the ones who read comics, but who do you think is going to be the next big thing?
I want to say Concrete. Matter of fact, shout out to Acolyte issue 5 came out today.
Yeah, I saw it today in the store. Yeah.
Acolyte issue 5 came out today. I think Concrete has the biggest shot out of all the brands that are out there. I love Advent. I love Second Sight. I love I got love for Black Sands. But I think it's Concrete. I think Concrete has the opportunity to really do something. And here's the deal. I think they need a little bit more on their roster. You know, I know they got a book, I think it's called Primate. Too many people ain't too much kind of feeling that. And I know that they had the Luna book. But they're really, and here's the thing about it, Herschel. We don't really have a comic brand that's really been around a long time that has a whole lot of product. Like, for example, Advent's been around like 15 years, right?
Yeah.
But you can't tell by going to the shop.
Nope.
And that's kind of, not necessarily a bad thing or whatever. Shout out to Tony Cottrell and those guys. But it's like you got 15 years of stuff. We're like, where are your books? We want your books, but we got to be able to get them. And again, it's we're in this renaissance, so to speak, of Black collectors and creators and doing their thing or whatever. But no one's really seizing that spot. Now, my man brings up Godhood, but Godhood is all they got is the antagonist.
No, they have
Magnus. They got a lot of stuff.
They have Wiseacre Comics.
Okay, well, Wiseacre now Wiseacre is an affiliate of Godhood. Now, did you read? Let me ask you, Paul. Did you read Magnus?
Yes, I read it.
Magnus.
And it was phenomenal. It was very good. The artwork was top notch. It's as good as you see in any mainstream book. The concept of having the Orishas, I mean, they basically did a Black Asgard, where you have the Orishas are these aliens, so to speak, is how they're kind of presented. They're very much like Asgard. And, from this planet, Nulian, or I think it's called. And you've got this half-breed human, half Orisha person, and as your main protagonist. I dug it, man. It's what I've been talking about. I want to see in comics for a long time.
Yeah,
it's like what you hear in our spaces. They went ahead and did, which goes to the larger point of why we need to support these Black independent comics, because the things that we bitch about, the things that we see in our spaces, everyone else complaining about. Why don't we have this? Why don't we have that? Why don't we write stories about this? Why don't we use these type of characters? These Black independent creators are doing this stuff every month. You just got to go out there and support them and buy it.
No doubt. Now, Night Watch has a question. Hold on, Herschel. Let me get to the question first. He says, what is my Jeff, my man. Okay, what's an OG cartoon character that you grew up watching that has never had a comic that you would love to see in comic books? For me, that is be the Brown Hornet.
Facts.
He has had a comic book though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
but it's not a Brown Hornet. It's not real. It's not the same. We're talking about the Bill Cosby.
Oh, the Brown.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
I would love to see the Brown Hornet re-envisioned.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Not a cartoon character, but I would have loved the Bloodhound Gang as a comic
book. Wow, yeah, Bloodhound.
That's dope. Go ahead, Dave.
Let's pick up
Thorn Identity.
Mr. Jeffrey Thorne's donation. Thank you so much. Yep. We really appreciate that.
Thank you for recommending Philadelphia. That book is the truth.
It is.
Told you, man. I told.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was the trash. Don't be hitting on me.
Thank you.
So question for you, Jeffrey Thorne. How many issues in did you get? Just curious.
Monty says Lion Forge plugging away. We forget that they're Black owned. Yeah. Which is weird too, because the thing about Lion Forge is that even though they're kind of low key, if that makes any sense. I mean, they're steady putting out material and stuff, but they don't really have a big presence or whatever. But they got a lot of books. There's a lot of Lion Forge books out there.
Okay, so you're saying first full.
He said first off, Styles of Series say Black Vulcan. Log him off.
He said log him off.
Well, Black Vulcan's been in the comics.
So Manifesto saying Hong Kong Phooey, but he actually has a book that was written by Dennis Cowan. Dennis Cowan has a Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah, with Black Lightning
guy.
With Black Lightning. Yeah. It's a one shot. Hanna-Barbera did a bunch of one shots with
Hong Kong Phooey and Black Lightning, was it?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And Huckleberry Hound did one with Jon Stewart. Now Jeff says Mantis. That would be dope. I would like to see a Mantis.
Yeah.
When people say some of the best Black cartoon characters, superhero characters of all time, I include Hong Kong Phooey on the list. You can fight me on that.
No. Yes.
I can already tell Herschel doing his thing. I don't care, Herschel. Hong Kong Phooey was Black. That was a Black dog.
Shout out to all y'all out there who think that Pantro is Black too.
I'm glad Paul said
Black.
that.
Don't mess with that.
I'm glad Paul said that. If he's Black, then Rachel Dazelle.
No. I'm not including anybody else. I'm not trying to racial draft anybody else. I'm saying you can tell when a dog is racially Black. It's got Black problems. It's got Black tendencies. Hong Kong Phooey was a Black dog.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you
ethnically Black dog.
I'm glad you added all that, because those racist character crows from Thumbo, the elephant, I guess they Black too, huh?
Yes, they are.
Wow. I said Black. Frustrated you out of line. He said Black Vulcan is actually static travel back to the
past. Hey, could be.
No, that's Black Lightning. That's Vulcan is great value Black Lightning. Y'all need to stop.
Man Called Hawk by Azel Ray. Yes, sir. They brought that show back.
Shout out to
Black Forge is now owned by Ani Press.
Yeah. The new company, Ani Lion Forge, they put out Lion Forge Gods. Okay, that would be
somebody mentioned Lion Forge. It might have been Amani. And I was like, wait, recently just saw their name on a book I just read, and I couldn't remember what it was because I thought they went out of business. But yes,
they just got bought out. Okay.
Akugan, Brutalizer of the Gods. I had the book here somewhere.
Yeah.
That was a dope book.
Yeah, it was really good.
I just wanted to go back because there was a question, another X-Men topic. We kind of passed it, but it's a good question. How are we feeling about the original recipe X-Men folk?
You talking about the original group, the original mayonnaise?
I don't understand that question.
I don't understand Richard's response or the question.
I think that's the way I took it.
What he says? How we feeling about the original recipe X-Men folk? I'm assuming he's talking about the original X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be talking about fans of the original X-Men recipe.
Oh, you talking about the cartoon?
The unmelanated vision, the Wonder Bread version.
Yeah, mayonnaise. Yeah.
But that's what it's always been, guys. What do y'all expect these white guys to say? Oh, what black characters can we insert? No. They're not to the bed. And guess what? It has really nothing to do with race. Listen, when you go to cons, when you go to comic book shops, they don't have black books all over their back wall because that's not how they think. So a lot of times I think we gotta say, wait a minute, whoa. Look who it's like asking nerds to go play football, tackle football. The nerds from back in the day, not these nerds today. But it's asking people that are rock stars to go be trap rappers. That's not. They just don't do that. That's why. So back to Paul's point, we gotta support Black independent comics. There is no other way around that.
I mean, look. I said it last week. If you like the X-Men, you like the X-Men because they're the X-Men. You didn't start liking the X-Men because they had a black X-Men on staff. You didn't just You may have saw Storm and been like, okay, well I can dig this. I see there's a sister here. I can read this, whatever. But the original X-Men, which were all white or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and which is funny because after they introduced the X-Men or whatever, they reintroduced the original X-Men and called them X Factor. They were known to be the original X-Men.
Right.
So there's another. They went from having people of color on the team. It's like, why did they reintroduce the X-Men as X Factor, the original X-Men team as X Factor, if they were not trying to do that again? If that makes any sense.
To make certain sector of fandom happy. Gaming While Tap says Hong Kong Fooey's voice was similar to the guy's voice who did Jazz in the Transformers animated series.
Yeah, Scatman Crothers.
It was Scatman Crothers, man. It was the same dude.
Dude.
Hey, I don't think we're gonna be seeing Bishop into season 2.
Shut your mouth, man.
I'm dead. Listen, Paul.
Why?
Listen, he's got less talking points than Wolverine, and Wolverine ain't really been doing much this season. Bishop, we'll see you season 2. Stay safe, my brother, in the future, but we won't be seeing him no more. Okay? That's it. Y'all didn't pick up on that? That's it.
I mean, look.
He hopped in the portal and didn't say a word. He was like, all right, give me cable. Bye. I'm out. And that was it. I'm like, okay, yeah, we ain't gonna be seeing this guy no more.
The frustrated says, but black companies got to have good writing to go along with it. If there's one company that their writing has been trashed, but I'm not gonna put them out there.
Yeah, a lot of them have been good. There's a lot of been Marvel stuff be trash. Look at what happened. Look at what we bring up almost on every live show. We talk about John Ridley and how horrible that run was. But you know what Negroes did? They went out and they bought it. Where's that same energy for Magus? Where's this? It's a dead horse. We are so into what the mainstream is doing so much, we don't know how to unplug. We don't know how to.
But here's the thing though about that, Herschel. The problem with that is that even if you have Magnus, if you have all of these IPs, what good is it if no one knows where they are? Because because everything is about advertising or promotion. It's not my job. Hold on. It's not my job as a consumer to find you. You're supposed to find me.
Yeah, we found
That's how this works. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm not. Listen, I love independence. I'm going. Let me just talk to the fandom real quick, and let me talk to Black creators. It is not my job for you for me to find you. It's your job for you to find me. You got to come and see me. If you got some product, you gotta put it in my face. You gotta put it in my vision. You gotta put it in my proximity. I need to see it. Because that's the problem, Herschel. The reason why we run to Marvel, DC, because it's easy to go to the shop.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Richard. Was it easy for you to find that Jungle Tales? Was it easy for you? It wasn't easy for you to find that. You had to go look. Was it easy for me to go and find a lot of stuff in my collection? Absolutely not. Because if I want to see a black face, I gotta go to Dollar Bins. I gotta dig. I gotta go online.
Yes, absolutely. But we're talking about.
I understand advertisement. I understand Marvel. Listen, like the meme I made a couple of weeks ago, they got all the resources. Yes, we know that they got X-Men '97, which is the hottest cartoon out right now. I get the advertisement, but bro, a lot of this Black independent stuff that is really good. It's like Deion Sanders. They ain't hard to find. We need so much of this affirmation from these white studios and companies because we think that they're king. But then with those same lips, we'll turn around and say, why do we, I don't want no white savior. But we constantly run into them while they messing over us. For example, somebody tipped me off about the Avengers comic book that came out today. I was excited to go read it. I saw 3D Man, T'Challa, and Falcon. Wow, that's cool. It's been a little while since I've seen 3 black characters in a Marvel mainstream comic save the day.
Hold on, Herschel. Also, 3 black Avengers in the same Avenger book. It's never happened before.
Come on, I think it's happened. Yeah, it has.
Name the book.
Triathlon has been in a comic book with Falcon and Black Panther back in the 90s. Oh, we could get you 3. Monica Rambeau has been in a book with Falcon and T'Challa back in the 90s. 2000. I mean, that's happened. But guess what? Long story short, my friends, is that they do very little, and we'll praise them. It was so beautiful, so great. Concrete will have good art or better and put us up front, and we'll be like, oh, I had to go to Google to find them. Come on, man. This ain't making
it's I get what you're saying. I really do. I get what you're saying. And as a collector, I have to make it my business to hunt. I have to make it my business to do it. But I'm not expecting the average Joe, or especially if I'm trying to get into comics, he's got to be able to get to the comic book. The comic book is getting him somehow. So I get what you're saying, and I don't dismiss nothing on the points that you're making. I'm just saying that this is about marketing, and so it's like, okay, I discovered Magnus because the guys at Magnus, the guys at Wise Acres, hit me up and say, "Hey, Rich, I want to send you something. I want you to check it out. Tell me what you think." He got
they knew you were part of the Black Comic Lord.
He got his absolutely, but he got his product to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that, I was able to tell other people, say, "Hey, y'all need to check this out. This is dope." So from and while we are a resource, a shout out to Amani, one of the podcasts, that says, "Can we just go to the BCL website?" Absolutely,
absolutely can.
But everybody, here's the thing about that though. Everybody doesn't know about our website. Everybody doesn't know about what we're doing. We're trying to turn that tide so people will have a place to go where they can get to those independent books or whatever. Because I 100% agree with what you're saying. But I just know that at the end of the day, it's about proximity.
Absolutely. Listen,
let me just put something up. I'm gonna put something up, Herschel. You know me, I like to get a little bit academic. So I'm gonna share something. And let's just frame discussion around this right here. So
the marketing funnel.
This is the marketing funnel, okay? So what you're accusing Black readers of is just not. Hold on.
Accusing?
Yes. Yes.
What's the accusation?
Yes.
What am I accusing? What am I accusing?
Let my boy cook.
You did not give me a chance to finish. Okay.
You brought up accusation.
Look, Derek doesn't often speak up in these, but when he does, it's usually something that's important. So everyone,
Okay.
Let the man speak.
So I heard an accusation that black readers are giving too much credit to mainstream non black owned IP while we're ignoring the black owned IP. Basically, that's what I heard.
That's not what I said.
But
that's not what I said.
Okay, but here's my point, right? The challenge that any independent has, but especially a black-owned independent, because your target audience is so much smaller, right? Such a smaller percentage, is how are you going to generate this marketing funnel right here to get the right people, number one, to be aware of what you have, number two, to be interested in it, and get all the way down to purchase. You have to get people through this funnel.
Yep.
You can't just get somebody to purchase something if they're not aware, if they're not interested, they haven't considered it, right? So we need to stop and think about what it takes to make it happen in real life, given the real factors that are facing the black indie comics, who don't have the benefit of a huge platform existing that just blasts pictures and all the information about your content all over the place. You don't have a preset group of people that are very aware of all the history of your characters and the legacy of those characters. This is the reality that I believe black independents are facing, and the question is, what can help give them the boost that they need to have? That's the question that's in my mind.
You're actually working inside of that actual domain for what you're doing right now, Derek. But guess what? Where does the local black barber shop that everybody goes to? He ain't on TV either. The barbecue man that's down the street in the trailer, it's word of mouth. And granted, those are in your local cities, and I absolutely understand that. Let me finish the point.
Everybody needs a barbershop.
I understand that, but there's some barbershop.
Hold on. Everybody needs a barbershop.
Not everybody. There's people in this chat right now that don't need. I'm one of them. I don't need no barbershop. That's not my point. Is this? There's so many things that we do. Black folks say we're the ultimate content creators. We say we this. We say we that.
It's not about the content.
But
content's only half of it.
Derek, I'm going someplace though. I'll let you cook. Let me finish my point. I'll let you talk. Here's what I'm saying. In every other facet, when it comes to music, especially underground music, we're able to get our message out there without this mainstream big thing. We eventually blow up and get there. But with comics, I get the fact that we would like to be in the Walmarts. We need to have the advertisement needs to be better. I 1,000% agree. But what we're doing alone, just in Black Comics, Lords, the folks that have been in there for the longest time, that still look around scratching their head like, what book is this? Or I've never heard of. And I get that. But at the same time, we put out enough information. If you're in that space, if you are part of, you're a subscriber to this YouTube channel, you should know. But there's many folks that are in these spaces and know and still ignore because our shows, our comics is not up in these bright lights. This has to do a little bit of white affirmation. We want to feel like we need to be where they're, and I get all that. But at the same time, we're not really taking that time. The very first thing I hear people say about Black independent comics, a lot of they writing ain't good, a lot of they art ain't good. I'm like, well, hell, a lot of DC and Marvel stuff ain't good. We come up with so many excuses for why we don't want to support our actual good stuff. It's not even funny. I'm not talking about all this advertisement. I get it. We got to get there. But it's some dope stuff out here that be right in front of people's face. And folks look at it like, oh, that's not T'Challa. Oh, that's not John Stewart. That ain't DC and Marvel. I ain't got time for it. We turn that stuff off all the time. I watch it in the comments. I watch it on different platforms. People literally are saying that are Black people. And it's not just a few of them. It ain't a whole lot of them either. We got to do better with ourselves. Speaking of doing better, look at what we asked. I think Richard alluded to. So I'm gonna close. Richard alluded to this. I actually asked the question, and Richard dropped Concrete Comics. Y'all know I'm one of the biggest fans of Concrete Comics. I talk about them all the time. I got receipts to prove that. But you know who's really slapping everybody around and killing the game? Ripper. And people hate Ripper because people think Ripper has aligned himself with the KKK. People think he's a Mason now. It's all this other stuff. We're going to find out somehow, some way to win. There's some blueprints in what he's going that, and guess what? He ain't on TV either. He's making millions of freaking dollars. He's got a YouTube platform.
He has a platform, and he has a base, and he has a critical mass, and a critical mass gives you momentum, and it gives you gravity.
How do you think he got that though?
It took him 10 years to build his YouTube.
Right, he has a target audience. He has a target audience.
Right.
All that stuff adds to his platform, and the platform creates the gravity.
My point.
Critical mass.
Right. And guess what? 10 years ago, when Richard was talking about he's been building stuff to you, he wouldn't think about making no comic. He just thought about making a comic within the last 3 years. And because he already had the customers, he was able to roll it out.
So now I'm struggling to get your point, because I think what you're saying is we need to focus more, not we, but Black independent creators need to focus more on the platform versus writing good content. Is that what you're saying?
No, not saying that. I think we need to focus on your diagram. We also need to focus on continue to put out great content. But as consumers, we have to stop ignoring the good stuff just because we want to. I get it. We can do both. We can actually go out and want to, for example, we can push Recast T'Challa, but we can also go and buy his damn books. We can do both. We can go and buy Marvel and DC stuff.
I want to respond to frustrated fans. I didn't mean to cut you off, Herschel. So a frustrated fan says, Boom Studios is a fairly new company. They have no issues getting to LCS. I know the owners of Boom Studios. Let me explain the difference between them and the other comic creators that we're speaking about, of the differences about the funnel and everything. Boom Studios spent hundreds of dollars of walking into each LCS on a repeated basis and creating that rapport and relationship with the shops. That's why I know them, is because they came into each shop and gave samples of the books to sell to LCSs. I have yet to see a majority of the Black creators do the same thing. There is a method of why the smaller companies are successful. There is footwork that needs to be done. It's very similar to, in politics, knocking on doors. I've seen it over and over again with different creators, and I struggle in finding that same method used in our community. So Boom Studios, yes, it's an example because I've seen it. I've watched them. And of course, there's the community agenda that helps perpetuate because of who owns it. But the method itself, the door knocking, I don't see that with a lot of the creators, publishers, artists, same intensity as, for example, Boom Studios.
I want to say that in response to what has been said about our ability to support, I think we cannot bypass the reality that a lot of us are a part of Marvel and DC, the machine, because that's been the machine that that's the bus we've been riding for decades. You're not going to change that overnight. Now, many of the companies that are popping right now, or bubbling, if I should say, they weren't in business 10 years ago. Some of them were, but not a lot of them weren't. You didn't have the internet like you do now, or social media like you do now. So there's a lot of things that are at play that can help independence. We can do what we can here, but at the end of the day, I can't tell a guy who's been collecting Marvel and DC that he need to drop that and pick up something new that he doesn't know. Because here's the thing. I can go out and buy a book. Now, I brought up Vonnell Young's comic book, Delta Dogs. Vonnell did over 20 issues of his comic book, independently, small publisher. He did 20 issues. How many of y'all have a Delta Dogs comic book in your collection?
I have to think about that one.
So what I'm getting at is, this is the guy that's been around for a number of years, has had 20 books on his collection. That's just one collector. That's just one book. It's also about preference. It's kind of like it's a part of the marketing funnel that Derek was talking about, the consideration. When you present something to someone, right, I have to consider it. It's like, okay, what is this? Should I give it a chance? And after giving it a chance, you know, you have to personally believe in it, because if you believe in it, you're going to try to sell it to somebody else. And so what I'm getting at is that we can scream all day long, we need to do more, but we have to also consider that there are limitations even to what we can do. You know, and again, everybody on here has independent books in their collections.
Yep.
We know that, right? But we talk more about Marvel and DC stuff because there's more Marvel and DC stuff to talk. We're not gonna spend 2 hours talking about Acolyte or Acolyte's power set. We're just not gonna do that. And the truth is because one, we're not fully invested, and two, the story has to be compelling and something is new to where we can 100% believe in it or whatever, or 100% trust and thrust behind it. It's all about selling it. You got to sell it. You know what I'm saying? It's no good because here's the thing. There are a lot of Black-owned IPs out here that we could prop up or whatever. But is the material good? Is their content good? That remains to be seen. Now,
we never ask that question when it comes to Marvel and DC. We never do. And guess what? They have been proven. They've been proven to be very, very good,
about that,
but also
I
proven to be very, very bad.
We asked that question of Marvel and DC stuff,
all the time. We roast them on this channel. I know I do.
Richie, you also said, I can't get a guy to put down a Marvel and DC book. Go back to listen to what I said. We can actually do both. I'm not telling nobody on this thing, let's spend our night 50% indie, 50% mainstream. No. But we could most definitely still do both. And I'm not saying we have not. I'm going to say that again. I'm not saying we haven't. But there's many people who feel like they can't do both. They have to just put their focus. And that's their prerogative. My thing is this. Change your expectation when it comes time when you fix your lips. I'm not talking about y'all. And I'm not talking about the people that's listening. But folks know who I'm talking about. Change your expectation that next time you look at these white companies and say, well, how come you haven't brought in Blue Marvel? Why even ask that? Look who you're asking. That is why there's outlets, and I know they got a market. I get all that, but that still doesn't deter us from there being outlets for Black independent books and Black moguls to push these books, to get them into the movie theaters. Open up.
I think the problem with that is Herschel. Is that, and here's the problem with your argument. Your argument only works if we 100% divest from Marvel and DC.
How?
No.
We can do both.
Listen, hold on. Let me explain. If you want people to fully buy into Black independence, that means they got to put down Marvel and DC. You can't do both, because if you do both, hold on, let me finish. If you do both, that means that when there's a Black Panther book, there's a Blade book, or whatever, you wind up talking more about that stuff than you do about the quote unquote stuff that you're trying to push. If you because to me, hold on, the reason why I'm saying this is because it's a flawed argument. And the reason why I say it's a flawed argument is because At times we're very critical of DC. Why won't they do this? Why won't they do that? Why won't Marvel do this? Why won't Marvel do that? You know what I'm saying? We still going to the shop and buying their books.
Exactly, which is asinine, right?
But but that's the point. That's the point. It doesn't work unless we 100% divest from it, and that's not going to happen.
I don't agree with that at all. You don't have to 100% divest from Marvel and DC to support indie books.
I'm not saying that you don't. But here's the thing, Paul. You and Mark are not going to get together for 2 hours on a Friday night and talk about Black independent books. You can, but the conversations are going to be very short because there's only so much material you can cover when it comes to those books because everything is almost brand new.
Well,
right. So they need more books, right?
We got a super chat. Let's thank KJ Sukama. Sorry if I messed up your name.
As always, BC for putting up on Black. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. I'm all I'm just offering conversation. I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. I'm just saying that's the
I've never been one. Look, I've said this plenty of times. Too often in our culture, we're constantly like, you can only have one thing or the other. You can't have both. Other people don't do that stuff, man. I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too.
Yes.
If I want Marvel, DC, and independence, that's what I'm gonna do. Hence why I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of comics I have not organized yet, nor have the opportunity to read, because I will take Marvel, DC, and independence. You can do both. There's nothing wrong with having both. You don't have to take away from one. You don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. That's not how life works.
But let me add one more thing, because what my argument is it's a combination, but in the music industry, this has already been done. The whole argument was there's not enough of our stuff that was mainstream. You had all these other creators. They had stuff that was stolen from us for, face value because it couldn't be sold. But growing up in New York City or any of the big cities, you had our people hustling, okay? But doing their cassette tapes out of the car. Hey, can you listen to my stuff? Hey, can you look and check this out? Today, we have toe-to-toe competitors in the record industry, some owned by us and some owned by, the traditional folk. And there's no reason why the comic book industry cannot copy that same plan and method that's already been accomplished. So yes, we can have absolutely both.
To that point, to Angel's point, she talked about people that are hustling, right?
Yes.
It's not about Marvel, DC, or independent. At the end of the day, you know what it's really about? Having comic books that are good, right? Yeah. Emphasize having comics that are good. And the cream will rise to the top, whether it be Marvel, DC, or independent. I will partially agree with you, Rich, about divesting from Marvel and DC. I think many of us buy a lot of Marvel and DC stuff out of habit, particularly older generation, people of my generation. We buy a lot of Marvel and DC stuff out of habit, and not all of it's good. A lot of it's trash. And I'm making a conscious effort this year to stop buying trash books just because I'm used to buying it, right? And so by stop buying the trash books, stop buying the super mega crossovers and every single, tie-in book that's a money grab, I'm focusing on what we talk about in this space all the time. When people when asked for advice, what should I read? What should I collect? The answer is collect what you like to read. Because otherwise you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of books that you haven't read, that you don't read, you don't like. Collect what you like to read. And you're going to like to read the stuff that's good. Yeah. And whether that be Marvel, DC, or independent, make that your philosophy. And then your personal philosophy in terms of what do I choose to promote? What do I choose to share? Promote and share the stuff that's good.
Yes.
And the rest of it will work out.
Yes, agreed.
Are floppies painting? If the main way that you're getting your content out is through floppies, are you limiting yourself? Because I go back to this question that Jeff. Yeah, I asked this question.
I don't know about limiting yourself, but
well,
I think
here's why I say that.
Richard made a comment a week or so ago where he said he thought floppies were going to at some point end, and I agree with him. I think the writing's on the wall that I think the way they're doing comics now, it is economically more logical in many respects to simply just do floppy, to do trades, do graphic novels, to make them bigger books at a heftier price tag. Now, the reason floppy still exists, other than the fact that there's old heads like me that still like floppies, is because when you do that issue number 1, you can do a dozen freaking variant covers and make a bunch of money that way.
The covers.
That's the only reason floppy still exists, is for those damn variant covers. If I'm an independent guy, here's the problem with independent books. Here's the problem. A lot of the independent books, they'll release one issue. They'll charge you $10, $12 for a 30-page book. And people are like, $10, $20. And looking at the Marvel book for $5.99, which is not as good, but it's $5.99 versus $10 or $12, the same amount of content. And then, at least with the Marvel book, you know, after you've read that issue, you can get another one next month. With the independent book, oftentimes you have to wait months, some instances, honestly, years, before you get the next book. So, in my opinion, and I'm not a creator, so take that with a grain of salt, I recognize that. In my opinion, the better route is to do books as graphic novels or trade paperbacks, however you want to phrase it. Like what Kevin Grevious did with his Darkstorm book, he didn't simply just release, a singular issue and promote that. He put together a trade paperback of 60 pages or 70 pages, whatever it was. He charged more for it, but it was worth it because it read really well as a one-shot graphic novel. You could read through the whole thing, and I felt satisfied in reading a complete story in one shot, rather than reading one floppy and waiting 6 months to a year for the next issue. And I've forgotten about that book.
Hey, Paul, you just brought up something very interesting. Well, I don't want to say interesting, but true. And specifically when you're dealing with Black books, mainstream Marvel and DC, you might be waiting a couple months to a couple of years or weeks. Look what happened with Milestone. There's no shade to them. Look what happened to Luke Cage. We've been waiting forever. Now, not in continuation. Obviously, Rodney Barnes did his little small miniseries, but we don't know when we ever going to see Luke Cage in his own title again. Blue Marvel, we still been waiting. So that almost looks like adjacent to what Black Ending's been looking like. I mean, so if you're really trying to, we buy Spider-Man, Daredevil, Fantastic. We're going to buy what we like. But yeah, you're dealing with mainstream Black title. Good luck. Hey, hold your breath to see when Monica Rambeau will get another book. T'Challa's gonna, at least if he goes away, he'll come back within at least 6 months. Miles is going to keep on rolling. He's attached to the hip with Peter Parker right now. But when you're talking about trying to get that turnover for a book, so you might as well, again, do both. Floppy wise, I'm a whole lot. I hope they keep pushing them as long as they can. I'm a cover guy. You already know how I feel about trade paperbacks. Trade paperbacks do make a lot of sense, especially for certain books especially these little miniseries when they roll out. So yeah. Did y'all really talk about?
Yeah, look, I just think that we're looking for. You can only expect so much from independent Black IP, because it's all about money. It's about how much they can do with limited resources and
limited time too.
And limited time.
How much more can you really expect though from a white editor I don't want to say white editor, but for Marvel and DC on some of these characters that are in their own.
Look, I think you're going to have that though. That's par for the course. That's dealing with what Marvel does and dealing with what DC does is a part of the game. It's not going away. They're going to do things. I bring up all the time, Black Lightning has not been in the self-titled book in over 6 years. And that's my favorite character. And I don't care who you get to come down the pike or whatever, that's still going to be my favorite character. but they're not doing in the book. So the thought is, okay, well, Rich, since they're not doing that, and they're giving me their backside to kiss, to me, the solution is to completely divest. I don't go to bed at night thinking, man, I sure hope they wish they would do this. I don't. I think that, we can do both, right? However, I think that that's part of, you talk about those white editors, whatever, they're going to be there. It's Marvel, it's DC. It is what it is. So all I'm saying is that you can't be down on the Black comic book buying community if they choose to spend their money with what's been around for them.
Nobody's down on them. I'm just, again, you guys are hearing an attack. What I'm saying is we need to make sure that we're not ignoring them or screaming at Marvel and DC to do X, Y, and Z. And they're looking back at y'all like, we're not here for y'all. Y'all the minorities. Like, what? It's just your expectation. But in the meantime, in between time, you got plenty of Black indies out here that we promote. We have a whole website dedicated. Everybody in this YouTube, ain't talking about everybody in the world, but everybody in this YouTube in our space that has almost 60,000 people, you guys should be in the know. That's a choice. If you're in our space, you've been in there for a month, and you wander around here like, what's Magus? What's Concrete? That's almost a choice. That's almost a choice, man. Come on.
Why we here?
This point on the screen here goes back to my point. I don't see how any indie can replicate what a mainstream label is able to do, because they have the platform, they have the scale, and they're able to push whatever they want out, whatever the big thing is they want to put. They have ways to push it, and they have an ecosystem around it. So at the same time, I don't think you can expect somebody who's been hand-fed everything, all the information they need to know what to buy, to all of a sudden be able to be aware of and learn everything they need to know about IP and content that is just not as easy to get a regular feed of information about.
We're in the information age where I literally sat at my desk today in front of my computer doing.
Look, there's a reason why companies invest in marketing. It's because it works.
Absolutely, Darren.
People buy more. So all I'm telling you is, if you have limited means to market your stuff, then your results are going to be limited as well.
Absolutely. I'm not. You're hearing. How is Black independence going to compete with Marvel and DC? They have more resources.
No.
What are you hearing?
No. What I'm hearing is you're telling us that we have to have the same behavior around Black indie comics that we do with the mainstream comics. But what you're missing is the fact that there's much more bombarding us. Okay, so what?
I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, we spend a lot of time frustrated, upset, perplexed for whatever reason with mainstream. And that's fair. That's fine. But in the meantime, again, I keep bringing back to our space and other spaces. In the little bit of marketing that the Black indies do, there is another option. I understand.
What's the option, Herschel?
Excuse me?
Just get to the point. What's the option?
The option is all these other Black independent titles. Not all of them are great. We understand that. But there's several different Black independent comics that gives you another option. You'll never get another option like T'Challa. You'll never get another option like Cyborg. But you're going to get something that's probably just as a different variation, maybe equivalent. I don't know. But you got something else to feed on, to chew on. In the meantime, if you're going to run back to Marvel or DC later, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with dealing with these guys. All I'm trying to say is adjust your expectation. Realize that you have other options. Ain't nobody trying to sit up here and saying, well, y'all need to do these Black indies like you do Marvel. You're not going to. You're not going. Listen, look at what Marvel's doing right now with X-Men 97. That's got everybody's attention, and it should, because it's good. Nobody's fighting that. But we're doing a good job. At least I think we are. And the people in the comment section are saying, it had not been for y'all putting us on, I wouldn't know. But guess what? Back to the point I was going to make. I'm going to close on this. I sat at my computer today looking at some case files, and my yard man texted me and said, hey, he needs such amount of dollars. I with one hand was able to pay my yard man for the job he did at my house. We're in the freaking information age. If you can't go out and search, then yeah, we got a bigger problem. Yes, I understand the marketing is we got these black independents got to be out here hardcore with their market. I get it, but a lot of that is on us. A lot of what Paul, Derek, Angel, myself, and Richard have in their collection was not for marketing. You had to go out there and look, and we were happy, and we posted it up. Look what I found, and we did it. That's a part of the game too, especially when it comes to black comics, especially when it comes to black characters, even in Marvel and DC. A lot of people don't even know who 3D Man is. He was in the freaking comic book today. Marvel's not pushing them hard. You have to actually go on freaking Wikipedia to find them. There is some digging. When it comes to black characters, period, there is some work behind the scenes that you're going to have to do. So it's like, for me, that's just kind of how I move. I get it.
You know what, Herschel? Respectfully, who are you talking to?
What?
I'm talking to the people. No, because the reason why I'm saying that like that is because we have dedicated this space to promoting independent, black-owned content, black characters. We've done that. So when you say that we got to do better, who are you talking to? Because
the people who say there is no, they always lead in with, well, there ain't a whole lot of good black independent comics. And then
but you know what though? It's funny. It's funny. Here's the thing. The reason why I bring that up is because a lot of times we have these echo chambers, and in these echo chambers, and in these echo chambers, you parrot a lot of stuff, or you hear a lot of stuff, and if you're in the echo chamber, whatever, there's a message that you want to get out, but your message can't be heard in the echo chamber. The people that you need to reach are not even here. That's why I asked the question, who are you talking to? Because we know the guys that are watching our content, either the guys that are watching our content are either trying to find out, they're trying to, they're searching, they're curious. So we have to be mindful of those things, because I think that sometimes we don't think there are people that are actually doing the work.
Richard, I was responding to Derek. Derek, I think everybody understands what I'm talking about. We are collectors. In general, I was talking about when we get so frustrated, or we're just super hyper focused on a couple things, just know that we got another option out there. Listen, go ahead, Derek.
No, go on. Yeah, keep going.
So listen, we have to also be very careful. We say support black indies, because what are we saying? Because we could easily say after we say that, well, they don't really promote, or well, they don't really have, they're not marketing properly. We can say, well, the stories aren't great. Well, then we probably need to stop telling people to go over there. We gotta pick a struggle, so to speak.
Herschel, that's so absolutely nonsensical. You have to understand, as I said before, you can't simply say all Marvel stories are trash. All DC stories are trash. We shouldn't talk about Marvel or DC. We should just promote because it's, whenever you go into generalizations, it's a dangerous and slippery slope. Because not all Marvel books are trash. No. Not all DC books are trash. And not all black independent books are good. Right? Which goes back to my original point. Read what you like. Promote what you like and what you think is good. It's not about which one. I mean, look, here's the other thing. The other trifecta of what BCL is: black characters, black books, black comic creators. Black comic creators do work for Marvel, DC, and independents. There's not a whole lot of creators that say all I do is just independents, or all I do is just Marvel, or all I do is just DC. Those are unicorns. most creators, if they're earning a living doing this stuff, are kind of mercenary in that respect. They'll work for different companies. If you like a Rodney Barnes, you're going to follow Rodney Barnes, whether he's doing stuff on Zombie Love or Image or Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
As exemplified in our own space. Ooh, Rodney Barnes is doing another Star Wars book. Well, that's Marvel. He's doing stuff at Image right now. He's doing stuff at Zombie Love. But guess what? People are going to buy it. Why? Because it's Rodney friggin' Barnes. So because people like it. Read what you like. Promote what you like. Talk about what you like. Don't worry about the labels of the companies. Now, that being said, we do have a duty to try and help these Black indies get more exposure, because it is unbalanced, because the MCU exists and people, DC animated exists. Black indies have a tremendous disadvantage, and it's our responsibility to try and let people know about the good Black indie creators and books and characters that are out there that they should also look at. As you said, Herschel, there are other options. We can show them the options that are good.
Yes.
But to say that you have to divest from all Marvel and all DC to do that, it's nonsensical.
Yeah. Really is definitely, somebody said Ridley is definitely a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, next topic. That kind of, whoa. If y'all talking about X-Men 97 already?
Man, it's time to go to bed. What you talking about?
You're right.
You late, Herschel.
Yeah, I was late. Bed's bigger.
Look, I will say that, we all of us kind of stand on certain opinions and thoughts as to what's best or whatever. I'll just simply say this: you can do what you can do, and that's all you can do. No one's expecting you to do more than what you can. And at the same time, I don't think none of us should take the responsibility to try to uplift the community that doesn't want to know, that can't figure out what it wants. A lot of times we have to just really hope that those who are trying to give us good art and good, because at the end of the day, it's a hobby. It's not changing lives like that. It's not moving the needle like that.
Well,
it's something. Listen, when we start taking books like this or whatever and moving it into the quote unquote circle of life, then it takes over it, and we become irresponsible with it.
And then you start to have beef over colored pages.
Yeah, we don't even want to talk about that, because there's a lot. There's somewhere we could go, but we're not.
Ooh, y'all about to get rich and going.
So
get rich and going with that.
Suffice to say that we can talk all this stuff, but there's a lot of work that has to be done before you can even get there. I mean, it's a challenge. And somebody said earlier in the chat that it took literally we were talking about different genres of music, particularly hip hop. It took hip hop 50 years to get where it is.
Yes.
And so we have to also be mindful of that too, that even in the genesis of what this is, or the embryo of stages of our movement and others, that it takes a while for things to kind of attach and for things to take root, because we can produce something great as sliced cheese, but what good is it if no one knows about it? And then for it to be sent word of mouth, and I get what you're saying, Herschel. Google is there, but it's like I told a professor one time who was frustrated with her students who did not know how to research. I said, well, everything comes easy because all they can do is punch something in and it's there. Whereas you had to go back in the day, you had to go to a library, you had to crack open the books, you had to look through, you had to literally type your own paper. This is a different generation.
Yes, sir.
So the discipline, they can't even appreciate the labor that it takes to even be at this point. That's why we're having issues now with AI. AI is a problem for some people. it's good when you can put something quote unquote quick together and you can make something cool. But an artist, someone who has learned how to draw their whole life, is looking at this and say, hey, I can't even sell my stuff because all of y'all are y'all all on this AI stuff. So it's pick your poison, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll be here next week.
A lot of poison out there.
We'll be here next week to debate and talk, and T'Challa and recast T'Challa and Blue Marvel and where's Milestone? Stay tuned.
We won't be free until two things. We won't really be happy until two things happen. First and foremost of all, recast T'Challa, and number two, we if even we don't ever see Storm, which would be sad. And Monica Rambeau never comes back into our 616, MCU regular timeline. If they give us a Blue Marvel flying over the galaxy, then everybody will just calm down. You give us those two things, we fine. We fine. That's all we need.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you know what? And we missed this one comment, which this is a good one. Serious take on Mr. T as a super soldier. I could deal with that one.
Serious take, Mr. T as a super soldier.
This is back to the question of what will we like to see, what character we like to see in the comic book. I think.
Cats, Red Lion.
I'm gonna be doing something real special with Mr. T soon.
Huh?
Nothing.
You're gonna do a special on Mr. T?
I pity the fool.
Hey, when I see Mr. T, I hear Luke Cage. I've always put them together. Yeah. That was how I looked at it as a kid.
Anyway, guys, it is 2 hours in. It is time to go home.
Oh yeah.
We already home.
Everybody, we thank you guys for joining us on tonight. We talked a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so next week, we will be back with more shenanigans. And of course,
it'll be a lot too.
Friday night, you'll get to see Paul chop it up, perhaps with Mark on Wakanda Whiskey and Blur.
I'm going to be in New York.
That's right. He's going to be in New York. Matter of fact, Mr. Paul, since you're going to be in New York, I expect that you will record your interactions with everybody named Mama.
That's what I said.
Tell the fam in Brooklyn we say what up, and make sure you get us a comic book while you're down there.
Sure.
Spike Jenkins.
Hey, Paul.
Thank you.
You gonna go live from the con?
I will attempt to do so. Yes.
That'll be dope.
Nice. All right.
All the people at Schaumburg, we say peace. What up? BCL in the building. From the stronghold is Black Common Lords and Black Superheroes Forever. It's your boy Rich, your mans and them. We Angel with Herschel and Derek and Paul. We say peace and hair grease and all that good stuff.
Yes.
It's not Brooklyn, it's Harlem.
Harlem and
Sean